Let's go ahead and take a look at the trailer for The Odyssey, Christopher Nolan's The Odyssey. I've not seen this trailer yet, but I will say I'm very, very looking forward to this movie. I'm very much looking forward to the film. One, because I'm actually like a big fan of Greek mythology. I used to like go to the library and get these like, just tomes of Greek myths. There was this one it was all illustrated and stuff. It was beautiful. And I just always really, really been into it. And of course, I've read the Iliad, and then I read the Odyssey, which Odysseus is obviously a character in both. Odyssey mostly focused on him and his journey trying to get back home after the Trojan War and spending many, many years at sea and encountering all sorts of conflicts and monsters and gods, And it's an epic. It's legendary. It's an epic story. It's one of the great epics of humanity, really, chat. It's a wonderful, wonderful book. And there's been many adaptations of it. It's inspired countless tales for centuries, thousands of years. And so Christopher Nolan adapting this has me excited. Now, I'll tell you this much. If you were to ask me who's the best filmmaker from like 2000, 2010, like of the 2000s, Christopher Nolan, that would be my choice. Like from Memento to Inception, I loved all those movies. I thought they were great. At the very least, very, very good. Easily would watch them time and time again, multiple times over. I love Memento and The Dark Knight, especially. Those are probably my two favorites of his. But I love, The Prestige and Insomnia, Batman Begins, and Inception, great work. His 2010 catalog, I'm not the biggest fan of, which I know a lot of people say like that's even better than his 2000s catalog. I feel like he focused more on the technical aspects of filmmaking, and I feel like some of his character stuff and his stories kind of suffered because of that. And I was just not a big fan of movies like Dunkirk, which I felt very at arm's length with in the entire time. I was never able to have a human connection in that movie, or Tenet, which I think is just a narrative mess, right? I'm not the biggest Interstellar guy. There's elements of that movie I really enjoy. I think Matthew McConaughey does a wonderful job, but there was just the ending I was really mixed about, and I think it had issues. Oppenheimer, most recently, which is the film he's coming off of, obviously won a bunch of Academy Awards, huge commercial success, of course. One of the big movies of 2023, I believe. It was 2023, right? Yeah, it was 2023. Sorry. I thought that was his best movie, I think, since like his 2000s era work. I really enjoyed the film. I had a couple of criticisms. Really just hammers home that Nolan really doesn't know how to write women at all. Really doesn't know how to write women at all. He really doesn't. But overall, I thought it was a great movie, great cast. Cillian Murphy was great. Matt Damon did a wonderful job. Robert Downey Jr. It's a really good movie. Very, 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 very good. But him doing this, I think it'll be cool because I love just sword and sorcery and sandals, like that whole subgenre. I think it'd be really cool, and I just want to see his take on it. So this is my first time reacting to this, going in with a lot of excitement. So my expectations are pretty high because I love this material, obviously. So hoping for the best. But let's go ahead and take a look at the trailer. I'll come back with my thoughts. You guys come back with your thoughts. Have a nice little conversation. Is this Trojan War? Who the hell's that guy? Batman? Batman, you're here? It looks like Batman.
No one could stand between my men.
Greek man, yeah.
And home. Not even me.
Now they're inside the horse, right? Yeah, the Trojan horse. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Got him. Beautiful score. Agamemnon. Oh, that shot, the Cyclops. I think that was the Cyclops. That looked wonderful. That looked good. That looked really good. No, it wasn't the Land of the Dead. Yeah. Fuck! Yeah, it happened a lot.
Promise me you will come back.
What if I can't?
I will, but it'll take a very long time. Very, very long time. It'll be an Odyssey, if you will. An Odyssey. July. Wow, yeah, that's a good release date for the. Yeah, this looks wonderful. This looks great. I love the shot of the Cyclops coming into the cave. That shot was what really got me. That right here. So apparently this whole thing's going to be an animatronic. That just coming in there just has such weight to it. That shot and just the music was playing. That I'm gonna play that again because that really got me. And then entering into the cave. Yeah, man, like that thing just moving in there. That looks really, really cool. So that's Polyphemus, the Cyclops from the story, which is one of the sons of Poseidon. And so, if you know the story, you know what happens to, of course, Odysseus' crew in there, and Polyphemus, and why Poseidon has a bit of a bone to pick with Odysseus and his crew. Did they said who's going to be playing Poseidon? Because Poseidon's like, he's a fucking asshole in the Odyssey. He has a lot of issues with Odysseus. He fucks with him a lot in this story. So I think that's going to be really cool. I wonder what they got for that. But yeah, just the spectacle. The music sounds great. I love just how grounded everything feels. It's a really nice aesthetic. The one thing and listen, yes, is this historically accurate in terms of their suits, like the armor? No, but it's kind of what popular culture has made them to be. You know, so I'm fine with that. The one thing I will say though, one criticism is I think this is a little overdone. Who is apparently Agamemnon? Who is he's the one that brought all these Greek city-states together to attack Troy, obviously. I also wonder if this is Achilles, but I get the fact that he's bowing to them. He probably is Agamemnon. It's, he looks like Batman. And I think this must be the same costume designer as that Nolan's been working with for years. Because it's like, yeah, that looks like Christian Bale's Batman. So that's the one thing that I'm thinking, like, that's a little, like, it looks cool, but it doesn't even, it kind of feels out of place. But I guess in a way, it's supposed to be because, you know, he's kind of a prick and he wants to be like, you know, you should all love me because of how great I am, but he's not. So I can kind of see what they're going for. It's just, you know, it's like there's no nicks or scratches on his armor whatsoever. It's pristine. So maybe that's what it is. Yeah, it could be Bruce Wayne's ancestor. Yeah, Bruce Wayne's Greek. Yeah, the Waynes. Yeah, the Waynes. Yeah, they're from Athens. Yeah, originally. He digivolved. He really did. So that's like my one big critique. But everything else I think looks really cool. I'm very curious, like, how much of the story are they going to adapt? Like, I don't know how long this is. I imagine it's going to be a very long movie. Because what was Oppenheimer? Like 3.5 hours long, 3+ hours long? There's a lot you can include. Like, clearly they're going to include, like, the end of the Trojan War. Then clearly, I mean, you see them and the horse and everything. So I think it'll be interesting to see Achilles. He'll be a very brief appearance, but he'll be there. I mean, God, there's so much they could eventually do, like them getting the Bag of Winds, and Circe, the Enchantress, will be like them going to the underworld, the Sirens, and Scylla, and I mean, there's a lot they could cover in this. I wonder how much. Calypso, obviously. There's a lot, and then him eventually getting back home because he obviously gets back home. But in any case, I outside his costume look a little funky, but maybe that's the point. This looks really good. What about you guys? How do you feel about this? Let me see what you guys are saying. Edgy Berserker, this comes out on my birthday, so I'm probably saying, nice, very cool, very cool. Yeah. Edgy is Greek, although they cast no Greek actors in this, as far as I know. It'd be great if they filmed it in, I kind of like you know what? I understand what you're saying. It definitely has that blue-gray tint that Nolan certainly loves to fucking use, and using a lot of natural lighting here. But I don't mind it too much for this trailer. Didn't really bother me, but I get what you're saying. One of the few 2026 movies I'm excited for. The costume looks so impressive. I think for the most part, with the exception of this, I'm not a big fan of that. Looks epic. Comes out on my birthday. I think I'll go see it. Ice Rock, it bothers me that they imported a Norse longship from Norway to be the boat Odysseus sails. It seems like they are leaning to the fantastical. Yes, they definitely are. Definitely. But Odysseus is supposed to be fun. He's clever. No, he is. He's very smart. He's funny. Yeah. Yeah. And they actually, funny enough, even though I have like issues with the movie, that's like one of the best parts of Troy. was Sean Bean's Odysseus. I kind of almost wanted him to play Odysseus again. I think that would have been really cool. He's really good in that movie. But yeah, that's Odysseus' thing, is that he's fucking smart. He's smart and he's funny. So if Nolan doesn't write him to be a dour and grim, yeah, I agree. Like, he's not, that is not who he is. That's one thing I'm hoping they do, because we don't really see his that's a fair point. That's a fair point. It does, they're not showcasing his cleverness or his sense of humor. And that's a big part of him. And so if he's like grimdark, then I'm like, you're kind of not adapting the character right. So looks a little too bland, but everything else looks great. Fair enough with the blue-gray stuff. Yeah, the Cyclops movie there is really good. Cinema. Who stabbed you? No one stabbed me. Oh, all right. Yeah, it's shit like that. It's very funny. We play God of War. We know. Coming in July, so they're betting on this being. Oh, of course. You know, this is gonna make a lot of money. This is gonna be pretty good. Polyphemus is a very tragic one, just a very unfortunate one. The Poseidon's awesome. I mean, you know, but he was eating people. He was kind of a dick. Well, to be fair, Odysseus burned up. That's true. He's also pissed off because the Trojans worshipped Poseidon, and that was his favorite city. So yeah, he's like, fuck all these goddamn Greeks. Yeah, Agamemnon, Sparta is the real asshole, but could he be? That's what I was thinking. I don't know. I think it could be either one. I think Achilles is definitely in the movie. He's got to be. Bruce Wayne said, "You digivolve." That's good. Yeah. The full Wayne name is Wayneopolis, allegedly. Yeah, Wayneopolis. They dropped the Opolis. Just went with Wayne. Let's see here. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing about Agamemnon. He dresses himself up as this, like, you know, ultimate soldier, but he's anything but. I don't know how I feel about this. So it's 4K. It looks okay. The armor looks a bit too clean. I think with him, definitely. And Matt Damon's a great actor, but I think someone with a darker skin tone, maybe like Oscar Isaac could. Oh, fuck, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think that's a fair criticism, getting actual people either who are Greek or look Greek or Greek adjacent. Look Mediterranean. Let's get some people that look Mediterranean. I think that's a fair point. Because looking at this trailer, not a lot of Mediterranean looking guys in this. Let's see here. Big Smith, so those boat scenes were filmed here. Oh, wow, in Scotland! People thought it was a Viking movie because of the long boats. Oh, that's so interesting. I'll be honest, this was the first trailer in a long time where I was like, I need to see this one on the biggest screen. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm looking forward to see this in the theater. I'm interested in seeing how Nolan tackles this because he's always focused more on sci-fi. But that's true. A lot of his stuff has been science fiction. I mean, fantasy. I mean, yeah. Maybe there's like slight fantastical elements to some of the things he's done. But this is pure fantasy. So that I'm looking forward to seeing how he'll do. You know, hope he does a good job. Obviously, I'm going to see I love Greek mythology. Me too. I have a love for Greek mythology, so I'm hoping for the best. And maybe this will, like, you know, because it's kind of similar in a way to like Gladiator, how Gladiator had this huge impact on film where you just start to see all these sword and sandals movies pop up again. And so I wonder if maybe the Odyssey will do that again. I don't know. We'll see. Still better than Gods of Egypt? Well, yes. Yes. I would hope so. Low bar to clear. I think Nolan can, as many issues as I might have with him sometimes, and as critical as I may be, with some of his more recent work or latter works. I think he he could do better. I think he's going to do better than Gods of Egypt. Homer's Odyssey is my favorite story poem. The trailer looks fine, but I was not overly excited from it alone. The idea of the movie does have me excited. That's fair. I understand. I get you. How real versus myth do you think it will be? I think it'll initially start out feeling like real, but then it'll get more fantastical as it goes on. I think it'll get crazier and crazier and crazier as it goes on. I think what he's going to do is, and again, I don't know if he's going to do this, but this is my speculation. He's going to ease us into the fantastical elements, right? And at first they're going to appear like very realistic and grounded, and then eventually they're going to get fucking crazy. Because some of the stuff that they end up doing is fucking crazy, like in the book. So I think that's going to be fun. Yeah, Sword and Sandal, come back. I got to finish Iliad, honestly, before the movie. Yeah, finish it. I recommend people read them. They're good. They're not that long either. Inception is possibly his closest thing to a fantasy film he did in the past because it's all about it's about going in people's dreams. Sure. It's like, yes, with a big sci-fi tilt, but yes, you're right. I've been hyper obsessed with sci-fi recently, so this will be a good cleanse. Yes, I think so. Mm-hmm. The other thing, of one of my other favorite adaptations of the Odyssey is the one with Armin Asante from the 90s, which I loved as a kid, and I don't want to watch it ever again. I just can't, because I know it has not aged well. I just know for a fact it has not aged well, but I remember people were fucking obsessed with that miniseries when it came out back in the day. That was a huge fucking hit, and I know it probably looks like fucking shit now. But at the time, I was like, whoa, it blew my little mind when I saw it. Age of Mythology streams for Odyssey. Yeah, that'd be cool. Maybe yeah. We can watch Troy. I think doing Troy would be fun. And we can do Jason and the Argonauts. We can do like a lot of those Ray Harryhausen films or Ray Harryhausen films. We could do those, the stop motion stuff and everything. And they do like even Sinbad and the Voyage of the Seven Seas and shit. So those would be pretty fun. I would like. We can do Hercules. We can do Disney's Hercules. I think that would be great too. I love Disney's Hercules. Been a while since I've seen it too. You think they could do this movie like Dune 1, 2, and 3? Because I don't think they'll be able to fit a lot of things in the movie, but I could be wrong. No, they could split up the Odyssey into multiple movies. I think they could probably do that, part 1 and part 2. I think they could have done that. I imagine Nolan's going to cut. He's going to cut some things out. I mean, you know. But we'll see. We'll see how it feels. My cocaine baby. I don't think he's in this. Let's look at the cast. Look at the cast, and I'm going to get my reviews. Hercules 80s cartoon series. I never watched that. I remember the Disney spin-off to the movie, which is the prequel series, which crossed over with Aladdin. Let me look at the Odyssey cast. The cast is... The one thing I will say is because... like they did like an initial teaser trailer, which I wasn't actually very impressed by at all. When they had like John Bernthal talking, I'm like, that's the one thing that's gonna kind of throw me off because like everyone has different, which I guess it makes sense though because they're all different city states, but whatever. That it kind of threw me off from hearing him. Like, let me tell you about Odysseus. I was like, wait, what? Huh? Matt Damon is Odysseus. So, legendary Greek king of Ithaca, director Christopher Nolan described Odysseus as complicated, an amazing strategist, and a very wily person. Okay, that good. And we're interested in his cleverness and inventiveness. Okay, well, that's a good thing. So, it looks like that's going to be on full display. Tom Holland is Telemachus, his son. Anne Hathaway is Penelope, his wife. Our Pattinson is Antinius. Well, Penelope Suitors, right? Lupita Nyong'o. I imagine she's playing the gods. Zendaya is Athena. Charlize Theron is Circe. It's pretty good casting. John Bernthal is in it. He's the Greek king of Sparta. Oh, he's Menelaus. Oh, wow. Benny Safdie. Oh, that's Benny fucking Safdie? I did not know. That's Benny Safdie. I did not know that was him. I could not tell. Oh, shit. Honestly, him being fucking Agamemnon is actually really good casting. The armor just totally threw me off. Wow. John Leguizamo, Himesh Patel, Mia Goth. I wonder who's fucking Achilles. They don't list him. Additional actors include Elliot Page, Samantha Morton, Rafi Garvin, Shiloh Fernandez, Corey Hawkins, Nikki Tarbe, Maurice Gutman, Michael Lang, Josh Stewart, Ryan Hurst, Logan Marshall, Green, James Remar. Yeah, I don't know. Let's see. Everybody and their mother in the movie, yeah, pretty much. But yeah, I'm looking for it. I actually like the trailer a lot. I have a couple. The one critique though is this armor looks a little silly to me. But we'll see. But overall, I liked it.